Good evening. You're watching the news at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. The news at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling you in them over the next half hour. Our special focus will, of course, be on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's maiden visit to Bangladesh. What's in store over there? We'll be discussing that, and we'll be getting a special live report as well from Dhaka on that. But first, the headlines we're tracking right now. India and Bangladesh ratify historic land boundary agreement during Prime Minister's visit. Modi and Sheikh Hasina flag off bus routes connecting the two countries. The NIA will probe the Manipur attack in which 18 Jawans were killed. Search operation continues as the army pays tribute to the martyrs. Ex-serviceman group threatens to go on hunger strike after first meeting with Defence Minister on one rank, one pension scheme ends inconclusively. Hundreds of bodies recovered from the Chinese cruise ship that went down in the Yangtze River. Death toll nears 400. And Rahul Dravid has been appointed as the coach of the India Under-19 and India A cricket teams after the first meeting of the BCCI advisory panel today. Top story, of course, Prime Minister Modi is in Bangladesh, in Dhaka right now, on his maiden visit over there. In fact, he's addressing a joint press conference with Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and let's cut across to that first.
আমি ভূয়সী প্রশংসা করছি, তার বলিষ্ঠ নেতৃত্বে যা সম্ভব হয়েছে। ভারতের জনগণ এবং ভারতের সকল রাজনৈতিক দলকে এই চুক্তির প্রতি অকুণ্ঠ সমর্থন জানানোর জন্য আমি বাংলাদেশের জনগণের পক্ষ থেকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ ও কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাচ্ছি। এই মুহূর্তে আমি শ্রদ্ধাভরে স্মরণ করি সর্বকালের সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ বাঙালি জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান ও ভারতের প্রধানমন্ত্রী শ্রীমতী ইন্দিরা গান্ধীর ঐতিহাসিক ভূমিকার কথা। একই সাথে ভারতের মহামান্য রাষ্ট্রপতি শ্রী প্রণব মুখার্জির অবদানের কথাও আমি স্মরণ করছি। 1972 সালের 6 ফেব্রুয়ারি কলকাতায় প্রদত্ত ভাষণে জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান বলেছিলেন, আমি কোট করছি, As for us, we will be wanting to cooperate with all concerned for creating an area of peace in South Asia, where we could live side by side as good neighbors and pursue constructive policies for the benefit of our people, unquote. দক্ষিণ এশিয়ার বিষয়ে আমাদের দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি বঙ্গবন্ধুর এই সুদূর প্রসারী বক্তব্যে প্রতিফলিত রয়েছে। আমি বিশ্বাস করি সম্মিলিতভাবে আমরা এই অঞ্চলের জনগণের জন্য অধিকতর শান্তি ও প্রগতি ও সমৃদ্ধি নিশ্চিত করতে পারব, যা ছিল বঙ্গবন্ধুর আজন্ম লালিত স্বপ্ন। ভারতের অর্থনৈতিক সমৃদ্ধির প্রশংসার দাবি রাখে। শুধু তাই নয়, শিক্ষা, বিজ্ঞান, প্রযুক্তি ও উদ্ভাবনের ক্ষেত্রেও ভারত খুবই দ্রুত এগিয়ে যাচ্ছে। বাংলাদেশের অর্থনীতিও গত 6 বছর ধরে 6% বেশি প্রবৃদ্ধি অর্জন করেছে। আমরা সহস্রাব্দ উন্নয়ন লক্ষ্যমাত্রা প্রায় সবগুলোই অর্জন করতে পেরেছি। ভারত আমাদের অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ প্রতিবেশী দেশ এবং একই সাথে আমরা পরস্পরের উন্নয়ন সহযোগী। আজকে এই অপরাহ্নে আমাদের মধ্যে খুবই ফলপ্রসূ দ্বিপাক্ষিক আলোচনা হয়েছে। আমাদের আলোচনা ছিল অত্যন্ত গঠনমূলক। আমরা পরস্পরের উদ্বেগ ও অগ্রাধিকার বিষয়গুলো সম্পর্কে অবগত রয়েছি। দ্বিপাক্ষিক সম্পর্কের সব বিষয় নিয়েই আমাদের মধ্যে খোলামেলা আলোচনা হয়েছে। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী মোদি এবং আমি উভয় এ বিষয়ে সম্মত হয়েছি যে কানেক্টিভিটি শুধু দুই দেশের নয়, এই অঞ্চলের উন্নয়নের জন্য অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। উপকূলীয় নৌ চলাচল চুক্তি, বাণিজ্য চুক্তি নবায়ন, অভ্যন্তরীণ নৌ পরিবহন প্রোটোকলের স্বাক্ষর এবং এর সাথে সাথে নতুন বাস সার্ভিসগুলোর ফ্ল্যাগ অফ এ অঞ্চলে নিরবিচ্ছিন্ন সংযোগ প্রতিষ্ঠা প্রতি আমাদের অঙ্গীকারের দৃষ্টান্ত। এর মধ্য দিয়ে এত অঞ্চলের জনগণের জন্য আমরা আনতে পারব একটি বৈষম্যহীন সমাজ ব্যবস্থা। চুক্তিগুলোতে যে নতুন বিষয়সমূহ সন্নিহিত হয়েছে তার মাধ্যমে বাণিজ্য, বিনিয়োগ ও ব্যবসার প্রসারে নতুন নতুন ক্ষেত্র প্রস্তুত হবে, নতুন দ্বার উন্মোচিত হবে। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী মোদী আমাদের দুই দেশের মধ্যে ক্রমবর্ধমান বাণিজ্য ঘাটতির বিষয়টি উপলব্ধি করেছেন এবং এ বিষয়ে তার সরকারের সার্বিক সহায়তার আশ্বাস দিয়েছেন। দুই দেশের মধ্যে বাণিজ্য সমতা আনার জন্য বাংলাদেশে ভারতীয় বিনিয়োগকারীদের জন্য মংলা এবং ভেড়ামারায় বিশেষ অর্থনৈতিক অঞ্চল প্রতিষ্ঠার ব্যাপারে আমরা সম্মত হয়েছি। আমি আশা করছি এর ফলে বাংলাদেশে ভারতীয় বিনিয়োগ উল্লেখযোগ্য হারে বৃদ্ধি পাবে। আজ আমরা দ্বিপাক্ষিক বিষয়ে বেশ কয়েকটি চুক্তি ও সমঝোতা স্মারক স্বাক্ষর করেছি, যা আমাদের পারস্পরিক সহযোগিতার বিভিন্ন ক্ষেত্রের সাথে সংশ্লিষ্ট। এর মধ্যে রয়েছে অর্থনৈতিক সহযোগিতা, বাণিজ্য ও বিনিয়োগ, নিরাপত্তা, অবকাঠামো উন্নয়ন, শিক্ষা, বিজ্ঞান ও প্রযুক্তি, তথ্য প্রযুক্তি, সংস্কৃতি ও ব্লু ইকোনমি। সহযোগিতার এই বিস্তৃত ক্ষেত্র আমাদের সম্পর্কের গভীরতার ব্যাপ্তি ও পরিপক্কতার নিদর্শন। সীমান্ত শান্তিপূর্ণ রাখা এবং এ বিষয়ে পারস্পরিক সহযোগিতা বজায় রাখা বিষয়ে আমরা আমাদের অঙ্গীকার পুনর্ব্যক্ত করেছি। সন্ত্রাসবাদ ও চরমপন্থার বিরুদ্ধে জিরো টলারেন্স নীতির বিষয়ে আমরা প্রতিজ্ঞাবদ্ধ। আমরা উভয় দেশে 54টি অভিন্ন নদী ব্যবস্থাপনার লক্ষ্যে একসাথে কাজ করার বিষয়েও আলোচনা করেছি। দুই দেশের জনগণের মধ্যে নিবিড় যোগাযোগ প্রতিষ্ঠা আমাদের অন্যতম অগ্রাধিকার। এটি দুই দেশের দ্বিপাক্ষিক সম্পর্কের সবচেয়ে শক্তিশালী বন্ধন। আমরা গৌহাটিতে বাংলাদেশ মিশন এবং খুলনা ও সিলেটে ভারতীয় মিশন খোলার ব্যাপারে সম্মত হয়েছি। এটা আমাদের ক্রমবর্ধমান পারস্পরিক বিশ্বাস ও দ্বিপাক্ষিক সম্পর্ককে আরো বিস্তৃত করার অঙ্গীকারের প্রতিফলন। এই সকল পদক্ষেপ আমাদের সম্পর্ককে আরো বিস্তৃত ও গণমুখী করবে। আমাদের সম্পর্ককে আরো সুদৃঢ় করার যে অঙ্গীকার আমরা করেছি তা সফরের শেষে জয়েন্ট ডিক্লারেশনে প্রকাশ পাবে। আমাদের এই যৌথ ঘোষণার অঙ্গীকারগুলোকে এখন বাস্তবে রূপ দান করাই আমাদের সবিশেষ গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী, আমি আপনাকে এই ক্ষেত্রে আমাদের সার্বিক সহযোগিতা ও সমর্থনের বিষয়ে নিশ্চয়তা প্রদান করছি। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী, আপনার সফর আমাদের দ্বিপাক্ষিক সম্পর্কের ক্ষেত্রে নতুন আশা ও গতির সঞ্চার করেছে। ঢাকায় আপনার অবস্থান আনন্দময় হোক, সফল হোক। আপনাদের সবাইকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ। জয় বাংলা, জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু। বাংলাদেশ চিরজীবী হোক, বাংলাদেশ ভারত মৈত্রী দীর্ঘজীবী হোক।
Now may I request His Excellency Mr. Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of Republic of India, to kindly deliver his statement.
Excellency, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, members of the media, thank you for your kind words of welcome. Thank you for your thoughts on the relationship and our meeting today. I am deeply honored and touched by your special gesture for my visit. Everything I have experienced here reflects the warmth and generosity of the people of Bangladesh. And for me, there is the wonderful feeling of visiting a close neighbor. This morning, I paid tribute to Bangabandhu, a great leader of our era. His vision and leadership, his humanism and sacrifices gave birth to the dream of Sonar Bangla. Today, that dream prospers through the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the genius of the people of Bangladesh. Earlier today, we launched 2 bus services that will connect our citizens more easily and our 2 nations more closely. We were privileged to have with us the Chief Minister of West Bengal. These 2 events highlight our shared values and interconnected destinies. My first visit to Bangladesh is a special moment for me. My personal journey has been enriched by the good wishes of countless people here. We are not just neighbors. We are 2 nations bound by the threads of history, religion, culture, language, and kinship, and of course, passion for cricket. We have the emotional bonds of shared struggles and sacrifices that brings us together as sovereign and equal nations. Now, we are successful fellow travelers on the road to development. Our growing cooperation is a picture of my deeply held belief in the shared prosperity of neighbors. That is why the future I dream of India is the future I wish for Bangladesh. As we deepen our political engagement and celebrate our rich inheritance, as our economies get more integrated and our people better connected, our nations will become more prosperous. I will also open new economic doors for India's northeast, and it will enable our 2 countries to integrate South Asia and connect it with the dynamic East. The vision of SAARC is a gift of Bangladesh. We are also among the largest contributors to United Nations peacekeeping, and we can also make our region safer and more prosperous and the seas more secure. This is a relationship of great importance for us and our region. The visit is at a historic moment. We have resolved a question that has lingered since independence. Our 2 nations have a settled boundary. It will make our borders more secure and people's lives there more stable. Our Parliament's approval of land boundary agreement reflects the consensus in India on relation with Bangladesh. We accepted the settlement of the maritime boundary last year. It is evidence of the maturity of our ties and our shared commitment to international rules. So we stand at a moment of huge opportunity in our relationship. Prime Minister and I recognize that we will work together to harness the rich potential of our relationship. And we will address our challenges in a spirit of friendship and from a position of mutual trust and confidence. Our agreements reflect the vision and commitment. We have renewed existing trade and transport agreements. We have added new dimensions to our economic ties. The coastal shipping agreement will boost bilateral trade. The Indian Economic Zone will promote Indian investment in Bangladesh. The new border heart at Kamla Sagar will reinforce traditional economic links, and the agreement on blue economy and maritime cooperation opens a new area of economic opportunities. Years of cooperation to space. I am conscious of the huge trade imbalance despite duty-free and quota-free access to Bangladesh and India only but 25 items. Yet, I have assured Prime Minister that we will do everything we can to bridge the deficit. Indian investments in Bangladesh will help. I will also try to make trade smoother and easier, including at the border. The agreement on standards and testing is a step in that direction. Power supply from India to Bangladesh will grow from 500 megawatt to 1100 megawatt within 2 years. The 1320 megawatt Rampal power project is making progress in accordance with your laws and regulation. We can do more together in power sector here and in India. Connectivity is the catalyst for deeper engagement. Bangladesh's decision to allow passage of power equipment and food grain to the northeastern echoes the strength of your human values and our shared economic opportunities. Connectivity by road, rail, rivers, sea, transmission lines, petroleum pipelines, and digital links will increase. Today, we have unveiled some of the pathways to this future. As I have said before, we will deepen regional connectivity and cooperation between Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, and Nepal. There is a natural logic to this arrangement. Our development partnership is scaling new heights. The quick implementation of the line of credit of $800 million and full disbursement of $200 million in grant is a tribute to our cooperation. We are pleased to extend another line of credit of $2 billion to support infrastructure and other development activities in Bangladesh. As the three agreements on human trafficking, fake Indian currency, and maritime safety show our security cooperation is growing. I am confident that we both have the political will and mutual confidence to further improve border management and coordination to prevent illegal activities, trafficking, and movements. Our rivers should nurture our relationship, not become a source of discord. Water sharing is above all a human issue. It affects life and livelihood on both sides of the border. We have shown political resolve and mutual goodwill with the land boundary agreement. I am confident that with the support of state governments in India, we can reach a fair solution on Tista and Feni rivers. We should also work together to renew and clean our rivers. Excellency, people in India admire your nation's progress despite many challenges. We want you to succeed in your mission 2021 and 2041. The success of Bangladesh is important for the region and the world. So is the success of our partnership. We are two nations defined by our youth. We owe it to them to set new directions and scale new heights in our relations. I am confident that we have done that today. And for everything, again I say thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
With this, we have come to the end of our ceremony. Thank you very much.
Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina addressing the media and telling them about what they have agreed upon. Developments, in fact, development is the roadmap that both countries are trying to work out on. In fact, earlier today, we tried to put together what has been happening and what is expected to happen in this visit. We just heard both the premiers of the country talking about it, but India and Bangladesh ratified the historic land agreement and also started a bus service between the two countries. More on that in this story.
India and Bangladesh exchanged instrument of ratification of land boundary agreement on Saturday. Last month, the Parliament passed a historic bill approving the operationalization of the agreement that provides for the exchange of 161 enclaves between the two countries. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee witnessed the historic moment along with Bangladesh President Sheikh Hasina. Earlier, Modi, Mamata and Sheikh Hasina flagged off two bus services aimed to connect northeastern states to the neighbouring country. Dhaka will be the centre point to connect the two routes between Kolkata and Agartala and between Shillong and Guwahati.
Government of West Bengal, Government of India, Government of Bangladesh together have agreed that there will be a bus service between Kolkata, Dhaka and Agartala. In the process, we are using Bangladesh as a transit road for connecting two parts of our country which were hitherto physically, indirectly only related. So two truncated parts, Kolkata and Agartala, are getting related. You earlier had to travel for about 1,500 kilometers. Now you have to travel for less than 500 kilometers and you get Agartala and Calcutta connected.
Accompanied by Mamata, Modi held talks with Sheikh Hasina after arriving in Dhaka on Saturday morning. The two sides are seeking to boost economic and trade ties after ratifying the land boundary deal. However, Tista water sharing issue remains unresolved.
We consider this as a landmark, momentous visit by an Indian Prime Minister. Every visit by an Indian Prime Minister is important. This time it is particularly important because our relations with two countries over the years has evolved into a very fine, cordial, bilateral, win-win situation where we have dealt with the problems of the past and now we are looking forward to working together so that we can take maximum advantage of cooperation both bilaterally and sub-regionally. We are very confident that Tista will be signed.
With the ratification of land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh, the two countries have settled a 41-year-old border dispute. And this is rightly being termed as historic. But there is another initiative which can be termed no less historic, is the introduction of two bus services which will connect the two Indian states, which are northeastern states of India. Now the next outstanding issue between the two countries is the distribution of the Tista waters, which remains an emotional issue for the Bangladeshis. In Dhaka, Arfa Khanam Sherwani for Rajya Sabha Television.
And let's go across to Dhaka to our correspondent Arfa Khanam Sherwani to find out more as far as the land boundary agreement is concerned. I mean, that is the centerpiece of this entire visit, isn't it, Arfa?
Yes, the land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh has finally been ratified here in Dhaka. Imagine this was pending for last 41 years, and that is why this deal is being termed as historic, because this could have been done in 1971. Imagine this was pending for last 41 years, and this was done in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and also West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. She was first taken on board, and that is why this became a reality. Remember, this had to first go through the scrutiny of Parliament. We had to amend our constitution, and then only we could do this deal between India and Bangladesh. I'll tell you that how this will work out. 161 enclaves will be exchanged between India and Bangladesh. 111 border enclaves will be transferred to Bangladesh from India, and India will get 50 enclaves in return. So this is not just about a piece of land. This is also about people who were living there. 50,000 people will now get a citizenship. They were living earlier without a state, without a citizenship. So this is something which was very emotional for the people of Bangladesh, and this was sort of termed as a big irritation between the relations of the two countries, and also a legacy of the partition. So this is now a historic deal done between India and Bangladesh, which was waiting for last 4 decades to become a reality. This was almost set to take place in 2011 during the UPA regime, but then the state government that point in time did not cooperate with the center, and that is why this could not become a reality. Remember, this is exactly the same deal. In fact, the foreign minister Sushma Swaraj had said in India only, she said that not even a comma or a full stop is removed or added into this the draft which was prepared by UPA, but it took some kind of political willpower to take Mamta Banerjee on board, and that is why it became a reality today.
Of course, Mamta Banerjee is also in Dhaka, but talking about the initiative that were launched today, 2 new bus routes connecting India and Bangladesh, important for people-to-people connect these bus routes, aren't they, Arfa?
Yes, exactly. And the second very, very important thing, development which took place here is the 2 trans-border bus services have been introduced, and this can also be called no less historic, since it's connecting 2 Indian states, 2 northeastern Indian states with each other, but that will take place via Dhaka. So imagine the distance which was earlier 1500 some kilometers, now will be reduced to become just 500 kilometers. These 2 bus services are Kolkata, Dhaka, Agartala, and Dhaka, Shillong, Guwahati. So now this will go through from Kolkata to Dhaka, and then will go to Agartala, and same will be for the second bus as well. So this is very, very important. This will connect 2 Indian states with each other, which were going through so much of difficulty, not just in terms of people transporting from one state to another, but also about goods as well. And this will certainly work as a great goodwill gesture between the 2 countries, and this is now today become a reality which can be termed no less historic. Another thing which took place today is also concluded agreements on 2 countries also concluded agreements on building power plants to produce 4600 megawatt of electricity, which is hugely going to benefit Bangladeshis here, and that is why you can see that the kind of bonhomie and warmth between the 2 countries, if media can be a reflection of this, then we can see all the newspapers are totally full of the praises of Prime Minister Modi, that how LBA could become a reality, how these 2 buses got introduced, and in fact even the electronic media has also given a very rich coverage of the Indian Prime Minister's visit to Bangladesh.
All right, Arfa, we'll leave it over there, but thanks very much for that update all the way from Dhaka, Arfa. Of course, we'll be keeping a track on the Prime Minister's visit to Dhaka. On that note, we'll wrap up the news at 6. We'll be back with news tonight at 9. Of course, do watch that. We'll be discussing the Prime Minister's visit as well. But for now, that's all from us. Goodbye.